I had to crank some minor out for next weekend. We're shooting IDPA.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to get everything ready for matches starting in, I think, March or April. We start up this year.
Depending on weather. I mean, they try to get a March match in, but it depends. I know we have 2 indoor matches yet, February and March. Then it's full throttle. So I have major I got to do. I got to crank out some more rifle rounds.
Yeah, I'm trying to get ready. I've got, what are we doing? 4 major matches this year, hopefully.
There you go.
We do always go to Beloit. Then we shoot the Gunfighting Prairie there in Ripon. And then if everything goes good, I'm going to the Midwest Regional this year.
There you go.
I'm probably going to get my butt kicked, but I'm going to go have fun.
Yeah, it's live. All right, post the comments so we know what comments are working. We can go turn around up there too. Oh, fuck, man. I really don't want to sit here and do this. Once I get going, it's okay.
Oh. That's how I usually am on reloading.
Oh, fuck, man. I really don't want to sit here and do this. Once I get going.
Turn that off. Oh. How'd your guys' night shoot go?
Which one?
The one you guys did in Dupree.
Oh, that one okay. It was cold. Small range. Kind of reminds me of the old school Ripon range. Real small bays, which can still be a lot of fun. So, I don't know if we'll get views or not.
There's 4.
What's looking? Okay, so that's one of Gage's accounts. So
yeah, one of them's one of my accounts too.
I can't see anything on yours.
Oh yeah. Well, I've got my tablet loaded up. Ugh.
So I know, like any of the stuff I've been posting with trucks or mortars, that stuff's getting views. But any of my shooting videos, they haven't done shit.
Oh, I got one with one of a new kid that started. We hit 18,000, almost 19,000 views with it. I posted another video the next day. I got 20.
That's fucked up. Any piece of paper towel and a Q-tip.
Raw Dodger, I'm loading 38 specials.
Shadow, what's going on? How are you doing, man?
Here, I'll do this. Kind of move mine around so you can kind of see what I'm kind of doing.
What are you using for powder?
I'm using Tight Group. About 3 grains of it.
Oh, that'll be a nice soft load.
Yep, for what I'm doing, it's perfect. We don't need to have them real heavy hot loads. I've accidentally done some double charges. Yeah, that was bad. We accidentally did it with some 45 Colt ones one day, and it knocked the target over. Instead of putting 5 grains in, he put 10 grains in. Luckily, he shoots them old model Vaqueros that are like super Blackhawk frames. They can handle it.
Yeah. No, I didn't. Yeah. Okay, well, this is a problem.
Oh, there you go.
Do with that. Stop. Put it down. Where'd you put that box? I had him count 500 bullets out. And and he counted 115s out. And when I loaded the first, because I didn't check away.
From the same day, I wasn't here.
Yeah. I'll probably run out of primers before I run out of lead. I'm getting low on primers. I got to stock up again.
I need YouTube.
I need that.
Internet. I will do this fire about them.
Oh. Hope some 147 something. Oh.
The Winchester, I'm going to use maybe a pound or so left of some Winchester 244. Big O, what's going on? Sorry if I'm ignoring you guys. I got to pull up some different data.
Using a Lee turret press.
Big of 5.56 casings and 2 bags of 9mm. Where do I start to turn the 5.56 into 300? If you're going to turn 5.56 into 300, the easiest way to do that is to go to Harbor Freight. They got little miniature cutoff wheels. So you use that cutoff wheel. Oh man, I could look for it, but they make a like a case link holder. Put it cut off the brass that gives you your length, and then you size it down to you neck it down then to the 308 caliber and the 300 blackout.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known how to answer that one.
I have.
Are we competing? His rounds are going to probably be a little more precision than mine.
I'd have to look for it, but I have that jig.
Yeah, I said hello. And then Pure Alaska said morning off.
Good morning, Pure Alaska. No, we're both just getting ready for spring.
Yep. I try to do all my reloading during the winter months, so I don't have to worry about it during the summer.
Yeah, I pulled up those 124 data.
What was that one pulled up? 24s?
I'm open.
Yeah, that's going to run a mile.
Backed up.
20 years
What's
ago,
that?
pretty quick.
I missed what you said.
Oh, somebody asked how fast I could run a mile. I said 20 years ago, pretty fast. Now, no.
How fast could I run a mile? Well, I can top your run a mile to about 3,200 per second. I'm not running anywhere.
And that is a good reason to run if there is a bear chasing you. There, Pure Alaska.
There's a bear chasing you. You just have to be faster than the guy next to you.
And a better shot. Oh. Oh. Now, what press are you using? Just a single stage?
This is that Lee Progressive.
Okay.
6,000.
Okay, 6,000. I looked at those when I was looking to buy mine.
It's got
I wasn't into doing in any rifle caliber, so I went with this just pistol caliber press.
we were given this last year, and I used it for a while. My Dillon was broke. That's set up for major, so for 500 rounds, this is fine. I don't want to fuck around with bullet length and powder charge and clean it all out. Go to this powder. It's like, the most, time-consuming part is getting everything set up and dialed in.
Oh,
Once you get it set up and dialed in and everything's working, try to leave it.
I haven't adjusted this little Dillon in 4 years. I set it, and it's been perfect ever since.
I need to head up there anyway. Grab one of here. Oh, Harbor Freight, yeah. Yeah, the miniature cutoff was pretty slick. It's probably buried on my workbench. I'd show you that folder. It's probably on one of 4 different benches. So, but you can go online and do just a basic search for that. You guys have NPR. I'm not sure what NPR is.
Yeah, 100 here for you.
I wasn't sure either, so I didn't see it.
Well, give me my SPO1 barrel. Gotta take it apart off camera.
Oh, National Public Radio.
Yeah, no, I'm not familiar with it. I'm gonna use a flat nose bullet. I like the RMR. So you gotta get your case length right.
Oh,
And the easiest way to do that is take the barrel that I'm gonna shoot them in and get it in there till it's just off the rifling. Get a nice soft load that way. It actually affects your pressure curve quite a bit. It's like you hear people talk about bullet setback, right, where it'll increase the pressure. So if you seat your bullet longer, I'm sure you do this, you seat your bullet longer, it lowers that pressure spike.
yep.
It does make a difference.
What am I running these at?
So, like major, I load them as long as I possibly can because then I can fit more powder in the case. Tight group is good powder.
That's what I run.
I'm gonna finish out my container, maybe a pound, half pound of 244.
Yeah, I've burned about. I think we burned about 8 pounds of tight group the last few years.
Yeah,
I haven't had a problem with it.
it's a good powder. It's a faster burn rate, so you don't use a lot of it.
No, these little 38s are 3 grains. Is all I'm running in them for the cowboy shooting, and I've hit stuff out to 100 yards with my rifle. So
the thing with like unique or tight group, it's a fast powder, and because it takes very little volume for the cartridge, you can real easily double or even triple load that cartridge and not notice it. So if you're
I've
using
done
tight
it.
group, yeah.
Or I powder checked it, not paid attention, put it back in the wrong slot, and oops, there's 6 grains in there in a 38.
Really. Here's your fun. Talking about case overall length, with a normal 124 round nose, you can get away with 1.130 with a max with a flat nose, I can load to 1.160.
Yeah, I'm at, what am I at? Like 1.46 on these 38 specials is what I run it at. And my rifle likes it because it's finicky.
Just have to be built different. The dark and cold winter gets a lot of people. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. Alaska looks like a lot of fun, but I think it would probably get old real quick. At least in the winter.
You got to be into the outdoor sports if you live up there. And like firearms. Ugh. I'm just glad I did my shoot a couple weekends ago. We didn't do it the weekend following when it was that negative stuff. That we've all been getting down here. It does not like your basement would be something you'd want to run through.
No, well, there's a beam that runs right here.
Yeah.
This side's up higher. That side's up higher, but that's the
Main beam across the house.
Yeah. But no, I've rang my bell on that a few times over the years.
I was like, if you've had a few adult beverages and you hit that, you're going to be lights out. I got lucky. This basement's got one spot like that, and the rest of it's well over my head. Yeah, we had a few of those negative 30s and 40s here for about a week.
You watching the comments?
Down here in the lower 48 Pure, Alaska.
I don't know what the last one you saw was. Bullseye Ben just said, "What's up?"
Ben, what's going on?
Bullseye.
How's your hand healing? Go.
Uh-oh, there's a happy puppy.
You always know you got a good dog when they come and check on you.
Yeah, mine hasn't come down yet today, but he's with Mama. She's more important.
I was talking with Patriot Arms this week, and he wanted to do a live this morning too. And so I got up and made sure I was up plenty early, and he got called into work.
Oh.
It's healing really quickly. It's good, man. Broken bones take a while. I'm in Colorado. We're getting into the negatives a few days ago. Yeah, we were like last week, man. There was some days that we were like 20 below. You know, the high for the day was what, like -5? You know.
That's for actual temp, not even feel like.
Yeah, that's actual temp.
Yeah. We actually shut down on Friday. We didn't drive. We went in for a safety meeting and then went home.
I was smart. I popped vacation. I didn't want to go. They'll pull the vehicles in the plant. Like, when they know it drops that cold, they'll get everything started and just leave it run, and they'll pull shit in the plant that they want you to fuck with. And so, you pull it out of there and then go do your stuff you got to do and back inside.
Yeah, because them diesels don't want to start when it gets this cold. I don't care what it is.
It's not even so much the starting; it's the systems they have in them, which I probably shouldn't even go into that because that would get me in trouble. But there's some stuff in there that's doesn't like it that cold.
Yeah.
When they ship the shit up to Alaska or whatever, there's some things they do that affects that. But
it was the same way when I worked at Navistar. I don't want to listen to that go off.
I should grab a couple of these then and go put them in a magazine, run both of them. So they feed. There's that next IDPA match we have. I think is next weekend up in Clintonville.
I think that's about where it is.
That's a little closer to you than it is us, isn't it, Clintonville?
Yeah, I can be there in 30 minutes or less, I think.
There's a IDPA Sunday match if you want to try to get signed up and come.
Might have to look into that. What caliber? My 45 work?
Yeah.
I'll have to look into that. I'm probably going to get a shoot Monday. That practical shooting again that I did in the fall with my dad, because I'm going down there Monday.
Raging Bullets, how are you doing, man? Appreciate you stopping.
Oh, Raging Bullets. Good morning.
Have you been? I've seen, I think, most of your stuff on Clapper. How's your content going there? Is it growing?
I'm stalled out at about 780 subscribers there. And it's hit or miss. Like one video I posted it 3 days later, it hits 40,000 views. It takes a couple of days. I don't know. It's kind of hit or miss. My editing's not always the best.
Any of the stuff I've posted with the 50s doing okay.
The most popular has been with the shotgun targets where you shoot up a soda can or something and it explodes. Everybody seems to like that.
It's a different crowd. Very, very different.
Yep. And just like on YouTube, you've got your haters that whine.
You know, the thing I like about Clapper, though, is when somebody leaves a comment on your channel, you can click on their shit and then click their comments, and you can read every comment they've ever posted to anybody.
Huh.
So I find that really interesting because you get these haters. You're like, man, did I really offend this fucker? Or are they just haters? They're haters. They're just fucking everything.
I had one guy complaining that we were using a 45 Colt was not a real round.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm like, how is a 45 Colt not a real round? And he couldn't answer me why. He just kept spouting stuff off. I'll have to go back through and check to see his other comments to other pages.
I found that really interesting, especially when people start arguing. You go in their comments from other videos, and you leave a few like, "Yeah, I see who you are," and they shut down.
Yeah. Yeah, he was complaining that we were shooting too light of a loads through it. I'm like, it's heavy enough to knock down a steel target and make it ring. I don't judge manhood on how big of a handgun you can shoot and keep all your, not break your wrists.
I was gonna switch, powder this morning, and so I shut the powder dispenser off. And the first 6 cases had powder, and I looked down to check it again because I was going to measure another one. There wasn't no powder.
Uh-oh.
So he's got to pull some apart.
Do you have a puller, or has he got to use the old tried and true hammer?
The Kinetic.
No.
Kinetic. You'll hear him in a second banging away on some ammo.
Yeah, because I've got the good old hammer technique.
It works.
It's cheap. I got a half a coffee can of rounds I screwed up. I need to go through and separate. I've just been avoiding it.
I make them pull ammunition apart as a punishment. They like really piss me off. Yeah. Then I can sit upstairs and watch TV, and I'll know if they're actually doing something or if they're just hiding on their phone, because you'll hear them tapping away. You know.
Oh yeah.
All good, Raging. What the fuck is a very old round?
Oh, he's talking about 45 Colt. Yeah, that's an old round.
Not much room for yours.
Yeah, I know.
Thankful about that, at least.
I think like these Lee progressive presses for somebody starting out, and they were only doing one caliber, it'd be a good press. Or if you wanted a couple presses that you could straight leave set up for a dedicated, a 223, a 950 or whatever, they're coming at a price that really benefits somebody.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't like about we bought a Lee Pro 1000 for my dad when he first started was the priming system.
Yeah, we don't use the primer on here. I don't use it on the Dillon either. They never work, man. You end up flipping primers upside down, or you get proud primers, where they're not flush, or it just. With the new brass, it's okay for major, but anything else, it's a problem. It doesn't work. None of them work right.
Yeah, I've had some fits with this square deal B and primers, and I fix it. I did hand priming forever, and it just got old.
That's what we still do. I deep prime everything, rifle and pistol, on a single, the one right in front of me, on a single stage press, and then I hand prime it. Then we'll run them through the Dillon or the Lee or rifle rounds. I'll run generally on a single stage. Like,
yeah, my dad's got a new rifle. He's gonna have to start doing he's got a Lyman turret press he got in a deal. He's gonna use, and it came with 3855 dies. So that was his new acquisition for Cowboy, was a 3855 rifle.
There you go.
Actually, we shot it a couple weekends ago. Being stupid, I forgot to video while we were doing it. That's a big cartridge. He wants to use it for long range. It's a old Winchester lever gun from 1916.
It's a 1916.
Yep, from 1916. It's a model 1894. He went to a gun auction down where they live and bought it.
That'd be all right.
He went looking for another 97 shotgun and bought a rifle.
You said they'll let you do cowboy action with 22s?
Yeah, you can use 22 revolvers, yep, and like a 22 lever or pump gun. Oh, yeah, heck, if you wanted to, if you had a 1911 and 22, you could shoot the Wild Bunch stage with it.
I do have one in 22, actually.
Yeah, you could do 2 mags, and you just do a mag change.
I think that's exactly what I have, too, is 2 mags.
Yep. A couple times during the summer, I've got that little Wrangler. I'll go shoot it instead of one of my 38s just for fun. Change it up, and it's cheaper.
22 is fun to play with.
Oh, yeah. I think it's what most of us started with was 22s.
It's nice to go back sometimes because then you can reset and do basic fundamentals.
Oh, yeah.
You know, especially if we're shooting a lot, and I've been running my race gun. I mean, there's times where I flinch, and it's not on purpose, obviously, but I do, you know, or we start shooting rifle matches. I'm shooting that little shorty, and it gets concussive, and I catch myself flinching. Quickest way to get over that is just go out and burn some rimfire.
Oh, yeah. That's one of my favorite guns to go shoot in the wintertime, just to practice. The little range here in town, it's cheap to shoot. I don't have to worry about collecting all my brass. I can just sweep it up, throw it in the bin there.
You still thinking about doing your rifle build?
Yep. Yep. Hoping everything gets better this spring. Work was horrible this winter for me. Oh. But this year we just slowed down a lot. We shipped more overseas than we did domestically.
Well, hopefully that changes.
Yeah. I think the other day they were saying at any given time we've got close to 2 million board feet at sea. Morning, work in progress.
What's going on? How are you doing? Kind of our Saturday morning stuff. I think both of us have shooting on our mind.
I love my ice fishing, but I'm ready for shooting season again.
Absolutely. I know now that you get through, as soon as you get through January, you know, February and that first half of March usually seems like it flies by, you know.
Oh, yeah. We generally start picking up at work again about that time. Hoping they'll get my truck finished up here soon.
What are you doing to your truck?
First part of October, I hit a deer, and they got it. I'm driving it, but they just haven't put the finishing touches on it yet. Everything's fixed, but there's more he wants to do to it.
Uh,
I'm getting new tires and alignment and a bunch of other stuff that has to be done that just hasn't been done yet.
I think I got to buy the wife a new car. Give me a ride. I dropped mine in. It was 100,000-mile transmission fluid change.
Mm.
So she picked me up, so I didn't have to sit there. And I'm riding in her car. I'm like, man, this thing sounds like fucking shit. Oh, it's always sound like that. I'm like, that's not normal. The car shouldn't sound like this. Take it in. And she didn't. And when it got super cold, it wouldn't start. And so she went and got a new battery, and it still won't start.
Ooh.
So
The wife's lucky she can park in the garage in the wintertime, but I can't. My topper's too tall to fit under the garage door.
I'm not sure which Gideon optic work in progress. I'm sorry, I think we're both half paying attention.
Yeah, and I don't know optics real well. I'm an old iron sight guy.
The Gideon Omega is a banger buy. It's actually a really nice optic. The Gideon Storm, I didn't pay for that. That's what I have on my DWX. It's an optic and it does optic things. It works. I think if you like watch sales, especially like Shields, a month ago, they had the Vortex Edge or the Vortex XL. And you can get it for $200. That's a banger optic, especially for $200. So I'm not a real big optic shooter either, but I'm slowly transitioning that way now. I don't know if that's the optic you were asking about or not. Encyclopedia, hey, appreciate you stopping.
Oh yeah. Talalab ammo. I think I'm pronouncing it right.
Ammo.
Morning.
I texted him this morning too, but he never. That's Booty Bandits.
Morning. Good morning.
No, it's not more cost efficient, so I can break it down. 1,000 RMR bullets is $110, I think. You burn up a pound of powder, which is $50 to $55, so you're up to $160. And you still have to buy primers. And depending on what primers you buy, they're between 50 to 70, 75. So if you look at that, you're over the cost now, or right about the same cost as cheap 9mm in bulk. And that doesn't even factor into your brass. So if you have brass, that lowers the cost, but you're still in the same money as if you went and bought 1,000 rounds. So it's not cheaper anymore. I don't know. I think with like ammo too, I'd rather load my own ammo. I want control, you know. I like flat nose bullets. They punch paper nice. I can vary the case overall length to. There's a lot of benefits to that. Sometimes you can gain accuracy. You can get a little bit softer load. You can get more powder in a case. Various reasons. And then I can load it to the power factor I want. So I can have a super light load, a 9mm major load, or anywhere in between. So when you see people reloading ammo nowadays, it's not like it used to be where you can save money. It's just something to do. You know?
I still get a little cost savings on the 38s. It's about $30 for a box of lead if you can find it. And then I've got it down to about $18 a box to make it myself.
There you go.
And my
Yeah.
dad, with his 45 Colts, he saves, I think it's at $50 a box for 50. And I think we got it down to $22 a box for him.
There you go.
Because a 5-pound can of Tight Group is what, $40 to $50 depending on the place anymore. I can get 2,000 rounds out of that. Shotgun, we reload it still. It's not. I think we saved like $2. But once again, it's down to I can set how much powder I want, how much lead I want to use.
Any bullets?
I think I'm stocked up for the year. I think I've got. I think he reloaded 2,000 shotgun shells this winter. So we're set for the summer.
Another 100 right here.
I think when it gets warm, because I'm out of powder coated bullets, I have been for a long time, but I cast lead, so I'll probably start. Copper went up because of the tariffs. Copper went up about 50%. So $110 for 1,000 bullets is going to go up, $160, $170. So that price, I'm not buying copper bullets. We'll start powder coating bullets again and doing it that way. That's a whole nother process. You spend a day of casting and powder coating. Time.
Oh
yeah. Kids are always causing a hard time, man. Well, you know that.
I don't have any kids.
You want a couple?
No, my wife considers me a child as it is.
Well, there you go. Then there's no level of expectation for maturity or responsibility.
She was pre-warned. I was pre-played with, and I'm a pain in the ass. She said she signed adoption papers for a grown toddler.
You have one of my.
Yeah.
Well, I need it.
Or just do it across.
Morning, Orange Smoke.
What's going on, Orange Smoke? I don't think Candy Cane liked that video. He posted a video this morning on his page. My wife's in the background. Francis, what do you want? You come down to Ripon and shoot the SAS matches there?
Yep. I try to shoot there 3 or 4 times a summer. I usually shoot their big 2-day match I think it's in July this year, the Gunfight on the Prairie. It's a 2-day match.
Just about every year, because I never look to see when that is, but just about every year we end up out there because we need to zero something because it gets fucked up. And every year we get out there, and sure shit if they ain't got cowboy action going on.
Yep. Let's see. I've got. There's 1, 2, 3. I've been doing it. I think I'm going into my 6th year of going to that one. No, my 5th year. Sorry, I've done it 5 years. I didn't shoot it in 2021, when the year I started shooting cowboy. I didn't do any big matches because I didn't have all the gear yet. I got into shooting sports in the year that it was most difficult to find anything.
A lot of them stages look like they'd be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, they are. The gentleman that writes our stages goes by Doc Bonecutter. He comes up with some interesting stuff.
Is it?
I can't find the video of it. He's got a Texas Star, but it's got clay pigeons on it, and you shoot it with your shotgun. I've got a video. I just can't find it. It is a very big challenge. I've seen people go through a whole box of shotgun shells and not finish it.
Texas Stars are one of them things when you walk up to it, either you're confident or you psych yourself out.
Yep. That one I always try to load 2 at a time for it, because if you don't, the first one you hit the weight out of the way, it starts to spinning, so you want to try to shoot that first one right off the bat.
Last summer we watched a guy, and it was almost to the point where you felt bad because he had, I don't recall if he had 3 or 4 magazines full, 18-round magazines on his belt plus one in the gun, and he shot a silhouette target, so 2 rounds, and he spent the next 3 or 4 mags shooting at that Texas Star and never hit a single place.
Oh,
and he started to turn. He was going to go back to his range bag and either get more magazines or ammo. And people are just stop. Just you're done.
You're going to melt the barrel on that gun. Yeah. The Texas Stars teach you to aim and anticipate where it's going to be. There's a trick to them.
Cookman, how are you doing? Oh shit, Mason's in here. Mason, how are you doing, man?
Morning, everybody.
Be reading the comments over there.
He's probably texting some girls.
He ain't texting no girls. I'd be proud of him. I can tell you this. At 16 years old, for me, I was already stealing cars and getting pussy. He lays in his bed in dirty clothes and plays Minecraft. That sound about right? Huh? Exactly. This is
16,
how you reload.
I was out cruising in my Riviera.
What year Riviera?
77. Had the
big one.
I had the big one with the big block 403 in it.
There you go.
Everybody thought it was a little 350, and they were like, "Oh, we'll race stop the light, stop light." All right. It had a new motor in it. All the smog deletion was done. Big carb on it. I'd smoke them every time.
15 years old, and for me, I had a speed addiction. There you go.
We're talking a little bit about everything, Orange Smoke. Oh, I got the speed out of my system at 20. I hit 195 on a crotch rocket.
Yeah, that'll do it.
My buddy had a TL1000R Suzuki. A bunch of us got bikes out of high school, and then I had a Buell 1200. They could run me. So I was like, let me ride your bike, and I got it to 195. I was like, I'm done. I blew the motor in my bike and never rode it again.
I had a GSX 1100. It's a 96. That I broke the cable off. The cable or it topped out at 175, and it was buried well past that. It was coming back around. That was plenty fast. If I had the equipment, I'd spend the whole day reloading. You kind of do. It's something to do to pass the time. It's Ammo, you're not being clear about the details. Yes, Ammo, tell us more details. Methamphetamine back and speed was made by bikers. You had that old peanut butter meth. I don't know how modern day people can do drugs. I mean, you can't even trust smoking weed anymore because you don't know what's in it.
The sad part of it is the drug addiction would be cheaper than the shooting hobbies.
It would be for sure.
Especially if you start playing on Gun Broker.
Back when an ammo was biker's an old lady. Ammo, he had to have seen that picture. How much smoke you sent that as a group chat?
Where's my stupid little checker?
There's also things about their sound. Probably won't run that ammo.
No, probably not, but Harley's gun should.
Yeah.
Or the SPO1 will.
Yeah.
So I'm only doing 500 of them.
Now, is your good daughter going to get into more shooting this year?
Oh, yeah. Actually, the last match we shot indoors, she did pretty good. But she always, like, when you're outside, the targets are further. And that kind of sights her out, and you start looking at, like, a 25, 35-yard shot.
Yeah.
It's also, like, if the targets are closer, you have more, what I want to call it, margin of error. So if you don't get a good trigger pull, you're not going to miss the target, you know. But she shot indoors with us, and she shot more accurate. You know, she had good hits all day. She actually had like, you know, historically, never wanted to go with us to shoot indoors because it's too loud. I bought her a nice set of Peltor earmuffs for Christmas, and I knew it would help, and it did. She had a great day. So she can't shoot them next two IDPA matches, February and March, because she shoots on Sundays in Ripon, junior marksmanship. So she's committed for that. So back of the bike is the best. Back of the bike is the best seat. Oh yeah. I'm just gonna say, Ammo, if you're on the back seat of the bike, you probably got around more than a joint at a Bob Marley concert. You know, the only thing I can say, like, negative with Tight Group is it leaves your cases a little sooty, which isn't.
Yes, it does. Yeah, it does put some soot on there. But my cleaner does, well, how I clean it does a pretty good job of getting my cases pretty clean.
Do you liquid clean?
Nope. I actually I got a Harbor Freight, one of their little
Pumple media
and one of their tumblers there. I use that. I put 3 cut up dryer sheets and some basically car polish in there.
There you go.
It works perfect for what I use it for.
Kind of like that stuff right there.
Can't see it. Yeah. Yep, that's exactly what I use.
Yeah, I take a little bit of crushed walnut and then some crushed fine corn cob, mix them, and a couple bloops of that. Sometimes if it's really dirty, I have some flits. I'll put a couple squeezes of flits in there, and brass looks fabulous.
Yep.
You
Because
just
most
gotta
of
make
my
it look
brass is range brass. Besides what my first year and a half of shooting, I use range brass. Just my dad works at a gun range, so he can get a deal on it.
It's the same stuff Winks uses as body wash. Oh, I know it. He's definitely a polished young man. Harley is awesome. I want my daughter to be like her. Dude, the thing with kids and shooting, I'm gonna give you guys the secret if you want your kids to go shoot guns. When you're going to shoot on a Sunday, you don't say, "Hey, do you want to come shooting this weekend?" You say, "Hey, we are shooting this weekend." Once they get out there, they have fun. I have a Harbor Freight agitator. I just use walnut media now because my wife steals my polish, so I stopped using. There you go, her brass polish, I suppose.
Yep.
Tiny.
I probably got the same exact Harbor Freight agitator. I think I got it on sale for like $50. My problem is, one night I forgot to turn it off, and it was on for 12 hours. That brass was really clean.
It's okay. Doesn't hurt it.
No.
It kind of eats your life on the tumbler.
I forget about it because it's in the garage.
Mine's in the
Pretty
basement.
nice to my wife. I clean the guns and all the brass out in the garage.
There you go. I used corn media one time with rifle brass, and that stuff got stuck in the primer holes so bad I won't use it. Yeah, it definitely will get stuck in your flash hole. So you either use the fine stuff that like Hornady makes, super small granules, so they won't get stuck. But if you use just regular crushed corn media, for us, we don't deprime and then clean. We'll clean it first because otherwise you're picking it all out of the flash holes.
Yep, I come home from the range, I just dump the bag straight into the tumbler.
Anybody want a veg meat sandwich? I'm not sure what a veg meat is.
That's a Vegemite. You don't want it. My buddy's had it. It's an Australian thing. He works for Caterpillar, and he does the heavy, big mining trucks, and he spent like 2 months in Australia. He tried it. He does not recommend it.
Stuff is nasty. What is it exactly?
I don't even know how to describe it. I think it's the veggies and something else kind of into a paste or something. I have no way to describing it. I've only seen pictures of it and just what he's told me about it.
Veggies belong in salads, not on sandwiches.
Yeah, it's can't really describe the stuff. Might have to have the kid look it up.
So anyway, how are you guys all doing out there watching? Sorry, I don't think either one of us are watching the comments a whole lot.
I'm trying to.
Orange Smoke, what's the weather like today in Minnesota?
I'll be up there in a couple of weeks.
Hey, what?
Oh, in Minnesota, I'll be up there, and I think we leave on the 17th of next month to go up to Lake Winnie to go ice fishing.
You go sturgeon spearing?
No, I have no desire for that. I'd rather catch it on a rod and reel. And that's way too much effort to cut a big hole in the ice.
It's around 0. I think that's about what we are too. Buddies were on Winnebago last night or last weekend. That's what you mean, right? Winnie, Winnebago?
No, he's
That's what you
Winnebagosh
said.
in Minnesota.
Okay.
Headwaters of the Mississippi.
I saw that Lake Isatach or whatever. We went up there a few years ago. I took my oldest when he turned 16, he got his bike license, and over 4th of July, we went up to Minnesota there to that headwaters, that lake. Probably saying it wrong. Isatach.
Yep. I can't pronounce it. Yeah, I've never caught a pout up there. I've caught some nice perch, but never got an eel pout going up there.
When we were going out there, it was my son. He took the motorcycle class, and we rode for a few weeks. He rode with me. I tried to teach him, the basics, And when we were riding out there, we're going, and all of a sudden I'm noticing he's like lagging further and further behind. And I pulled over. He put his hazards on, and we pulled over. I'm like, hey, what's going on? He's like, oh man, there's something wrong with the bike. I'm like, what? He's, yeah, there's no power. And I revved it a few times. Like, it sounds fine. It was an off ramp, so we got off the off ramp, and the bike cooled off. I pulled the plugs. I checked for spark. It was idling and running okay. It seemed like it had throttle response. I took it. I drove a little bit, brought it back, and I'm standing there talking to him like, "What? Now explain to me what's going on." He's like, "It's just going, and it's like I'm losing speed, and it's not gaining anything." I'm like, "All right, what gear were you in?" And he was, "Well, I was in 5th." I'm like, "Well, did you downshift? Because we're going up elevation."
Oh.
And he's like, "No." I'm like, "Holy fuck, dude." Had me just freaking out because we're hours and hours from home, That's only about an hour or so for me, yeah. Because he didn't even think about it because it was a lot of elevation, but it was slow, it was gradual.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to watch that elevation change.
And it wasn't like it was a big bike. It was just an 883 Sportster, which was perfect for him. Dude, I sent my 16-year-old son to high school riding a Harley with straight pipes, He had a few girlfriends, and their dads made him break up with them because he's a 16-year-old with a Harley with straight pipes. Then he didn't want to drive to school anymore because whatever. And Orange Smoke, I gotta clean my shit too. Everything gets cluttered, man. You know, you start getting a dozen different projects going on. It just, I don't know. For me, the right thing would probably be start one project and finish one project, not work on a dozen different things.
Oh, I'm generally that way. So we've got second-rate brats here in the state. Ugh.
Orange Smoke is good people. I've been giving him a hard time since the first time he came to the channel. He's good people, though.
Oh, yeah. But they got a little more of that Canadian in them.
Yeah. I've never asked him what they call bacon. Hopefully he knows the difference. I'm pretty sure he does. We were talking the other day in Hamill's Live. We're talking about pizzas. He's talking about Jackson. Like, hey, you ever had Orv's? He's like, oh, yeah. Hamill had no idea what Orv's pizzas were. You've had Orv's, haven't you?
I've eaten so many pizzas up here, I lose track anymore. My actual favorite pizza in the state is up in Minocqua. Monocle's up there. Oh, he's from Fargo. No accent. Ugh. Now, how many rounds do you guys typically burn through in one of your matches?
Indoor IDPA, you're going to go through somewhere between 80 and 100, maybe just over. Indoor USPSA, between 100 and 130. Outdoor USPSA, anywhere from that 130 to 200.
All right.
So if you came with 130 rounds, you'd have extra ammo. Probably have 50 rounds more than you need.
So it's kind of similar to us. Usually it's about 100 rifle pistol rounds together and then about 25 shotgun shells.
Most matches or most clubs, they try to do 6 stages. And you actually have a capacity per rules of how many rounds you can fire. And USPSA is a max of 33 rounds per stage. And I forget what IDPA is, but it's less. Because of capacity, they have smaller round count stages.
Yeah, because most of ours are 10, 10, 4 plus. 10 pistol, 10 rifle, and 4 plus shotgun.
I wanted to get the new CZ project out today. It's still too cold and got to go to a funeral today. So day's tied up. Well, that sucks. On both counts, it sucks.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for my membership card for this year to show up.
Yeah, I still got to read. That's in May when I got to read up my SAS stuff. Because you have to be a standing member to compete in state, regional, or national or world championship matches. That's the next one I want to do after this regionals. Go to the nationals.
That's a traveling one, right?
Yeah, that one I'd have to go to Oklahoma City.
They don't have it the same place every year, do they?
Yep.
Good.
Yep. It's the Oklahoma City Gun Club holds it. I can't remember the name of the SAS club that holds it. But yeah, they hold it the same place every year for the last 5 or 6 years. And then the Worlds is in Arizona right now. And they do that in February. So if I ever do it, it's going to be a logistic nightmare for me. I'd literally get back from my fishing trip, either have to literally have my dad waiting at my house to pick me up when we leave, or I'd have to fly and meet him there. Because at those bigger matches, you only shoot like 3 stages a day.
Right.
Because there's so many shooters. So I think the Nationals was a 10 or 12 stage, and the Worlds is 10 or 12 stages. So you shoot like 4 stages every day. The Oklahoma, to get there from here is like 12 hours. To get to Arizona, it's 26 hours to drive. But I think one of my buddies wanting to do it with us too, so we'll have 3 drivers and we'll just rotate.
There you go.
Take one of our trucks and just load it down.
I don't mind driving, but there's a point usually about the time you're coming home that like it starts to really suck.
Oh. When I used to run the road, it seemed like it took less time to get there and forever to come back. When I'd go on my long hauls. Like if I went out to Washington from here, I'd usually go to Washington, load, then I'd have to run up into Canada somewhere and then come back. Or if I went to Canada, I've gone all the way up into Edmonton, Alberta, way up north. Deliver and then come back.
It's a long drive.
At one point, I used to average 140,000 miles a year in a semi. I don't even touch that now. Anymore. 1 to 2 nights out a week, and I'm happy. Rather be at home spending time with my wife or my hobbies.
Speaking of the wives, my drink just came home. She has some employees that she wrote up for doing some shit. She got a phone call this morning from another supervisor and said, yeah, they're doing that right now. And she tried calling them. They said they don't have time to talk on the phone. And then she was told, it's your boss. I don't have time.
Well, that didn't go over real well.
Well, I mean, she got her ass up and went and got dressed, and she's been gone for a few hours now.
Yeah, trucking's not an easy life, Orange Smoke. Made a good life out of it, but
I'm on a live.
I'm at the point where I just like being home.
Yeah, I don't think that's... Maybe if you didn't have a family and shit, it'd be okay. Or these guys that own their own truck and they don't even have a house. They just travel. They got their dog, their old lady. Which, I don't know, man. I don't think I could handle my old lady sitting next to me for days on end.
We've got some husband and team wife combos that come into work and do it all the time. A couple of them the other day decided they were going to shower in our bathrooms.
That's kind of a thing, isn't it?
I've walked into so many truck stops and seen people sitting in sinks washing themselves. That's why I don't go to the big truck stops anymore, like Pilot, Flying J's, Petros. I don't stop at those anymore. I don't even stop at that big new truck stop in Quick Trip Put in Kenosha anymore.
No.
It used to be a really nice truck stop. It is a crap hole now because of all the guys there for the Amazon stuff.
I suppose.
They've just trashed it. There's trash everywhere. I'm like, and you wonder why we don't have anywhere to park.
Ammo is a lot lizard. Yeah, he is.
Haven't run into those in years.
Ammo trades sexual favors for primers. He denies
That's
it's
understandable. Oh, shit. I didn't realize my battery was getting that low.
Dying, huh?
Yep, just said 10%. I forgot to bring my charger down here.
Yeah, mine's at 40%. It was 100%. That screaming kills them.
Yeah. And this iPhone's probably, God, I've had it 4 or 5 years, I think. I don't know.
What kind of primers did you find?
I've got right now Winchesters.
Orange Smoke says he found some that he didn't know he had. I'm just curious what he had.
I'm going to run off screen real quick and grab my charger.
All right. You gonna go try that rifle out tomorrow then? CCI and DR2. Is that what you're loading up for that? Precision rifles?
There we go. Been buying more of those little battery power packs.
Pretty handy.
Especially at shooting ranges. And you're filming.
take one with us now to keep that InstaPro charged.
Mm.
If it's just one or two people shooting, it'll last all day. But if you do both of Gage and me, and then sometimes we put Harley on, burn through it.
That's my problem. Like, I'll try to film everybody at a match and just set it up on my tripod, and it'll burn my battery real quick. But luckily, that DJI Osmo I use, I can charge my phone off of it.
Can you?
Yeah. But I just got to be careful. In some of the bigger matches, there's no power, or we camp. So if I don't bring a generator, I got no power. But we generally bring a generator because we all have sleep apnea.
Yeah, you gotta have that machine. When I got my CDL, your neck is so big because you're fat. They made me get that. I don't think I sleep any better or any worse with it, but I probably wake up more at night because I toss and turn, and that fucking hose.
Oh,
I've
ripped the whole machine off the nightstand and heard it go thunk in the night.
It sits. My headboard has a shelf, so it sits up above that shelf, and I did that exactly one time, and fuck, I'm glad I woke up because that fucking hurt. Right between the eyes, just thunk.
Oh.
Who removed your comments? I don't even see any held comments. The last one I see, Orange Smoke, was the YouTube did it.
Oh. I didn't see it either.
YouTube's a bunch of yeah.
Yeah, apparently they redid their algorithm now for this AI crap.
Yeah, it's killing everybody's shit. The only people that are being promoted are either some fucking faggots, dykes, or liberals, or AI. That's the only shit that comes across my feeds.
Yeah, even channels I've subscribed to, it's hard to see their stuff at times.
You almost have to go in and look at people's channels, pull it up in your subscriptions and look at it.
Yeah, that's a lot of them I've had to go through, and some of the cowboy shooters and you I follow. Even your shorts aren't even popping up right now all the time.
I'm sound whiny here, but it isn't fair, right? It's not fair for people putting content out and it's being suppressed because it has to do with firearms. Really, if it's being done in a safe way, responsible way, then why are the gun tube guys getting shit on?
I haven't figured that out yet because mine just sit in the cabinet and collect dust. I've never seen them move yet.
The trigger, yeah. Still need to order a trigger, but at least I can try it with the stock one at this point. There you go. Yeah.
That was one thing I was going to ask you. Would it be better when I do the AR build to just order a barrel with the receiver already on it, or get them individually?
You can. What I would recommend is getting a good barrel with a matched bolt. Not necessarily.
Okay, that's what I meant. Yeah, the matched bolt with it.
Yeah, because then it's properly headspaced. Mil spec is mil spec, right? It'll work. It's within tolerance. But if you can get a bolt that's actually matched bolt to your barrel, you'll get the most out of that. But it depends too what you want to do with it. If you have an expectation of accuracy, that's definitely the way you go. If you just want an AR to go out and play with, you know, shoot some rifle matches that aren't precision, then that's fine.
It's just going to be going to have fun. I'm not going for the precision shooting.
Yeah.
Just going out to have fun.
So honestly, in that situation, even like one of them PSA uppers or their whole setup is going to work for you. It's, you know, you're not going to shoot a 1-inch group or better, but it's going to work. You know, as you get going in ARs later on, you put another one together. But
yeah,
it is
as
nice
the first
having,
one, I'm not that worried about it.
You know, let's be honest, you're going to go out and do make dumps and stuff. So you want to smoke up. Yeah, you want to smoke an expensive barrel or just shoot a cheap one? You know?
Yeah. There's another box of 50.
I would say though, right off the bat, get a good trigger. There's a lot of options for them. There's a lot of really decent triggers out there that are only $100 or more, and just still more.
Yeah, I was kind of looking at some triggers and stuff the other day, sitting there bored at a customer.
Even them could be kind of like almost any aftermarket triggers, 3.5 pounds. Then you have to decide if you want a straight trigger, you want a curved trigger, or if you want a single stage or 2-stage.
It's a learning curve for me. I'm not used to that particular platform.
You will be. They're fun to play with, you know.
Oh yeah. It's just something else fun to play with.
Yeah, it's amazing how inexpensive some of these companies are producing them.
I've been just waiting for the wife to get healthy and she's back to work now, so I can start playing again. Oops, forgot. I screwed that one up. I forgot to put a bullet on one and send it through. Now, what are you using for a case gauge checker for your stuff? Just
I haven't pulled it out yet.
Because I bought one from Dylan for $45 for my dad. It's just a little round tube that 45 just slides in.
Yeah, that's all I got is a Wilson, one at a time.
I kind of cheat. These ammo blocks that I use actually work as one because they're machined to the spec. So if I can close it, no high primers, and if they fit through the hole, they're within spec. So I can do 20 at a time.
I should buy what they call a hundo, and it looks like a loading block.
Yep.
But exactly that. It's case gauge. You put them in, bolt track down, pick it up. If they drop through, they're good. If they don't, they're bad. Obviously, I throw everything in a box and we just go through them, and when I'm done, and if it's something that's got to be pulled apart, generally I got a bucket over there that all needs to be pulled apart. Like today, where I had 10 rounds that needed it, just did it right away. Otherwise, I'll pull the cartridges apart. I use a Frankfurt Arsenal handy primer that's got a little catch can on it, so I save the primers. And more times than not, it's the brass is bulged, and then I'll just reuse the bullets. But whatever powder's in them, we dump out.
About what I do.
No orange smoke for major any pistol cartridge I run dry. You don't need case lube. Only thing you're doing with the major is I load them longer and then more powder. So everything about the process is the same. You don't use different dyes. Seat your bullet out further, and add a lot more powder. Then you use new brass. You can get away with like fired brass, but I'm super gun shy about it. I've seen a lot of people blow up a lot of guns because of their brass. So for me, I only ever use brand new brass. I never use once fired. Now, when we're done with major, if we pick it up, that ammo gets into circulation and it's used for minor, which I've yet to have a problem with that.
Yeah, I can understand with a major putting that much powder in it. You want a good case. With these such light loads, and I check all my cases, make sure they're not split. And if it's even questionable, I just throw it away anymore. I throw it in the scrap bucket to get turned in later. After most of our matches, you can go at the end of the day and scavenge brass all night.
Yep.
Then my buddy does it for lead. I think one match he went home with like 25 pounds of lead.
There you go. If we're at a match where we can pick up brass, like a bunch of these places, it's lots of brass. They don't let you pick it up, but they're gonna let us. So I make a point to actually try to shoot there a few times throughout the summer, just because we can come home with a few thousand pieces of brass. Cuts the cost of reloading down.
Oh yeah. That's why, like I said, with my dad working at that gun store that's an indoor range, he buys, they'll save up for a few months and he'll buy everything they got. The one's fired, and then he'll go through it all. And then we go from there. Heck, he just sold like 5,000 rounds of 38 to a guy he shoots with.
If he comes across any 9mm he wants to get rid of, let me know.
I'll relay him the message.
Then this summer, I actually bought 2,500 pieces of once fired brass because I was almost out.
Because I think last time he took in, usually when he does it, he gets about 7 or 8 5-gallon buckets full at a time.
There you go.
And then he's got a little shifter. He's got some sifting trays and some stuff in his garage set up so he can go through it all. He just had a blast this winter reloading. I think he's reloaded between shotgun, 38, 40, 32s, and some other couple of rounds. I think he reloaded 4,000 rounds this winter.
There you go. I'd be interested in 42 if you came across any of that.
What caliber?
40.
40? Okay, yeah, I'll let them know.
I have that Tactical Sport Orange 2 I bought in 40. And I've yet to shoot it for a match because I don't want to lose my brass.
Oh, yeah. I have to get one of my ammo cans out. I'm running out of ammo boxes. Yep, gotta go to the shelf and get an ammo can.
There you go. We do load some 9 once in a while, but rarely. It's always rifle stuff.
I filled all my trays up, so I had to empty them all out. Yeah, stupid thing.
I don't even try to put stuff in the ammo boxes anymore. I throw shit in either an old peanut container or, like, if I buy Barry's bullets, the cardboard box they ship in, take them. My major, though, I'll put that in loading boxes just to kind of keep it separate. So it's, you know. Holy Ranger, how are you doing, man? I haven't heard from you in a while. How's that Beretta treating you? I'll put that in loading boxes just to kind of keep it separate.
Morning. What the hell's up with my phone?
Okay, I'll say how. Yeah, I'm curious how much you've gotten that Beretta out. How you're like.
That one's charging.
When we get done here, I'll send you the link. Or I can have Gage send it. He had it pulled up too. We'll send you the link to Practice Score to find that match. I've never been to this range we're going to, so I don't know if it's decent or not.
Yeah. Sorry, I can't hear my other phone. I can't hear on it now.
I've never been to this range we're going to, so I don't know. It'll be the first time I got into the range today.
Oh, they're in Clintonville?
Yeah. So I'm super excited. I've had save for a whole bunch of other stuff, but the first time I got grabbing compact. Yeah. You should find some place that'll rent that APX before you buy it. I hear a lot of people talk about how great it is, and then all the people that I know that have one, they're not real impressed with them. You should find some place that'll rent that APX before you buy it. I had to go get cleaned up and ready to head out. Have a good one. Hey, Orange Smoke, I appreciate you stopping. I hope today goes good for you the best it can. I wish your missus best of luck too, and the kiddo. So You have a good day. Stay safe. Get out and do some shooting. And I'll catch you another time. I said, find some place that'll let you rent it, like an indoor range, before you buy it. I know a few people that have them, and they do not care for it. You read reviews on it and stuff, and it sounds like it's a really great thing. People really like it, but it could be the type of shooting, difference between shooting competitive in a match versus just carrying it. So, but everyone says they hate the trigger. You got to have a good trigger in a gun. Looks like Joe cut out. I think he was having phone issues. A lot of the guns they consider carry guns. It's all right, Joe. They come purposely with a heavy trigger, and they do that for safety. Oh, that one's upside down. But I don't see any reason modern firearms, modern rifles, modern shotguns, modern pistols, any of them don't come with a decent trigger in them. That makes and breaks a gun really, really fast. I personally tried it, but not rented it. I personally like a heavy trigger because I know it won't go off. If you're used to it, everybody can shoot whatever. You just got to spend some time and get used to it. I personally, I'm used to a sub 2 pound pistol trigger. My checkmate's like 1.75 pounds. So it's light. You don't even look for the trigger until you're ready to discharge it. But, just it's what I'm used to. So if I try to shoot something that doesn't have a great trigger, I struggle for a minute until I get used to the gun. Yeah. Usually, like if I hand my guns to somebody, if you and I went shooting, and I said, okay, hey, you should try this, I would have you dry fire it a half dozen times at least. Not sure what your name is, but XT, okay, whatever. How you doing, man? Appreciate you stopping. Yeah, definitely. I will. I'd have you dry fire it half dozen times first, and then I would generally put a few rounds in the mag. And I did this with Joel, Booty Bandits. You put a few rounds in the mag, then so you get used to it. Because what most people do, if you just hand it to them, they'll bump fire it. They'll get 3-4 rounds off just by bump firing it. You gotta feel it. Once you feel it, and you know where it is. They're shootable. Would it be a trigger you'd want in a defense gun? Absolutely not. And the truth of it is, too, is like with a lighter trigger, people say a trigger won't affect accuracy. And it's true. Mechanical accuracy stays the same. It's not going to change it. But what it does do is it reduces your ability to move your gun around or throw it off target. The harder you're squeezing the trigger, the more pressure you're putting on it, the more you're going to move it versus just tap, tap. When I got my CZ Shadow 2 for like, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 times I took that gun out. Usually my first mag, I would pop rounds off before I was ready. You know, technically an accidental discharge. Gun was on target. I was looking for the trigger, but by the time you felt the trigger, you were already setting it off. Yeah, it helps. You know, one less thing you got to consciously think about is, you know, and if you truly didn't like it, I'm almost positive I could find a trigger company. Yeah, there's always an aftermarket solution. With that being said, though, you pay good money for a firearm. It kind of really sucks to have to go home and spend another couple $100 on a trigger. You know, that couple $100, you could almost want to spend on an optic for it first, right? Or spare magazines, holster, mag pouches. So it's nice. That's the only thing I can say positive about Canex is most of them come with nice triggers. I'm not a fan of the gun, but they come with a nice trigger. So you save that couple $100. That's your optic or magazines or ammo range fee. You know, Yeah, money is going to be light for next, of course, after holster. Yeah. What I'm betting on is the trigger breaks in, smooths on. It will. Everything will lighten up. The biggest thing, like I said, is you'll just get used to it. You know? I think it's easier to go from a heavy trigger to a light trigger versus a light trigger back to a heavy trigger. I think it's easier to adjust. Thing is, my Beretta trigger is super heavy, but I can switch to a double or a single. Going from double action to single action. Langley Tactical makes an incredible trigger for that gun. They call it a trigger in a bag. It's like I think around 180 bucks. Comes with everything you need. Langley, he was is a Grandmaster Beretta team member shooter. So he shot on Beretta shooting team. So anything Beretta, he's kind of where it was at. I don't think he's still on their team anymore, but like, dude's a gun guru when it comes to Berettas. If my kid keeps shooting that Gersan for IDPA, he seems to like the gun. I'll do a trigger upgrade for that for him. I didn't see any of his stuff for SHOT Show, but I can only imagine. Years ago, when I first started shooting IDPA and USPSA, it was in 2000. Like, the guns were pretty simple. You had people shooting revolvers, which were almost always exclusively Smith & Wesson. And then people would kind of, it was more Glock shooters than Beretta, but you'd either see people shooting Glocks or people shooting Berettas. And then you'd have all the rest of everybody else shooting 1911s. Yeah, he likes the Gersan. He shoots it well. Gun runs good. You know, you got to figure, like, he likes shooting that, and he's got that CZ Tactical Sport Orange that he shoots. So, you know, the last couple of matches, he's like, I want to shoot the Gersan. You know, me personally, I'd rather shoot the competition gun, but he enjoys it. It's fun for him. Yeah. You know, the truth is like, for him too, he doesn't have, 30 years of shooting experience. So, I get locked in, this is what I want to shoot, this gun, but kind of likes experimenting. And trying things, you know. I think that's also his way of claiming the gun. Like, I don't shoot it because it's the style of gun it is. But for IDPA matches, the targets are all closer, especially indoors. So you don't have, there's not much of an advantage, if any, shooting indoors with a red dot. So. And to be honest, you know, it wasn't an expensive gun, but I did buy it. So it's cool that he's getting use out of it, you know. Guns are weird because there's not a one size fits everybody. You know, one gun that I really like, you may pick it up and not be able to shoot it well, or vice versa. You know, everybody holds things different. They feel different in your hands. Your hands are different size. So you just got to try things and experiment with things until you find what works for you. But once you do find things that work for you, that doesn't mean don't like stop looking or trying other things. But I think that Girsan, it actually shoots a little more accurate than his Beretta, or my Beretta, I should say. But gun runs. It's haven't had any malfunctions in either of the Berettas that the Beretta that I own and the Girsan. They run great. I actually asked him the other night if he wants me to order the plate to put an optic on the Girsan. He said no, shoot it with iron sights. Yeah, everyone definitely has a preference, and you know, not don't judge a gun either. Like, don't judge a gun by walking out into a store and picking it up. You can't really judge a gun because I've had a lot of stuff over the years that I've bought. Like, I had a high expectation because I liked the way it felt, I liked the weight, I liked everything about it, and then I'd go out and shoot the gun and I'd shoot it like shit. My DWX is exactly that way. I don't shoot the DWX very well. I want to like the gun. I like the way it feels. I like the weight, but I don't shoot it well. I'm not giving it up on it yet, but some things just work better for people. You know, maybe the grip angle or the width or whatever it is. Just some people pick up a gun and can't hit shit with them. The next guy's a tack driver. A pistol will have one day beautiful, and you may completely reset this, but I will snag a. Yeah, I like the 2011s. I keep looking at them. Staccatos are okay. You know, for the money, they're overpriced for what they are. But there's a lot of guns out there that are better for similar or less, like the MPAs, the Masterpiece Arms. Their race guns are incredible, and they're less than the Staccato XC, and they're 4 times the gun. You know, the Phoenix Arms, the Infinities. Fuck, there's so many out there. I couldn't even sit here and list them all. But a lot of them are similar money to a Staccato, and they're top of the line. I mean, they're the best. So it would be nice to see Staccato come down. They could cut the XC in half, take that $4,300 gun and make it a $2,200 gun. But then they would have something that $2,200 gun should be a $1,500 gun. You know, like the Staccato P or whatnot. They sadly only have a full-size APX A1 also at that range rent. There you go. So you can't try the APX. Yeah, no problem, Booty Bandits. That's why I hit you up. I think I told you a while ago I would hit you up one day when I'm just messing around. So maybe we both got views out of it. Maybe we didn't. But either way, it was cool to sit here and bullshit with you. Yeah. That's one thing people like. But don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're bad guns, because they're not. I just, if I'm gonna spend the kind of money, like if I were to buy one, I'd want the XC. I want the comp. You can't shoot major out of it, and it's $4,300. For $3,800, I can buy a 2011 with a comp and shoot major out of it. That stainless steel has, it's all the bells and whistles and will outperform the Staccato XC. So for me, that's the road I would go. I'm gonna pick up another 2011 here before June, because I want to shoot one in the IDPA state match. You can run a short one, the 3.8 or 4, whatever, with a comp, and that's legal for that game that I want to shoot it for. If I were going to shoot it for the main competition we do, it would put me in open, and shooting minor and open is like suicide. Yeah, that's, the thing is like, up until a few years ago when all these Turkish 2011s came in, or the Prodigy came out, Staccato was the entry level 2011. It was like the PSA of the 2011 world. I'm not saying it's a bad gun, but it was the entry level gun, and you got an entry level gun into that market, or that family of arms. So like, even talking like with the Masterpiece Arms, it's twice the gun in quality, fit, finish, accuracy. So, but it all depends on what you're doing with it. It's kind of like, if you're the guy who wants Nikes, then you buy Nikes, right? You don't go buy the shoes from Walmart and be like, hey, they're just as good. Part of the price tag, and it's okay, there's nothing wrong with it. Part of the price tag is you're purchasing the brand, right? You're purchasing the reputation that goes along with it. And I don't think anybody can say they have a bad reputation. They have issues, they have, things that happen just like anything. But, Staccato is a well-known firearm. They have a worldwide reputation. There's a Gucci factor to owning it. Kind of it's a bragging thing. It's you have a Staccato. So as much as it may sound like I'm talking bad about it, but I'm really not. I heard Ben Stoger say their mags were awful and it was a disaster for the slide or something. I'm paraphrasing. Yeah, he had issues with the magazines. I think he had issues with the safety and stuff. I watched some of his things, but I was actually curious more about it than anything, what he was going to find, because he's a very high volume shooter, and if you're going to have things go wrong, that's going to happen. Most people, right? Most people, if they have a service gun that they carry, if they shoot 5,000 rounds through that gun in their lifetime, they're probably doing something crazy. I think in the life of my open gun now, going into my 3rd year with it, 4th year, I'm well over 100,000 rounds in that gun, like well over. Probably closer to that 200,000 round mark. most guns, they're well done and out of action by the time they hit 20, 30,000 rounds. Again, the way you take care of it, the way you use it affects that. But I think the Staccatos, you can use, there's a bunch of different manufacturers for 2011 magazines. Checkmate seems to be one of the, and not Checkmate CZ gun, but Checkmate magazines seem to be a pretty popular choice. MBX is another really popular choice. Like, I should say this too, like talking about that Masterpiece Arms 2011. If I were going to spend the $3,800, $4,000 on that, at that point I would just suck up another $2,000 and get an Infinity, or not Infinity, an Atlas. And if I could afford the Atlas, then I'd buy an Infinity. So that's part of why I don't have one. I've bought a few. Late last winter, I got a Kimber Y2K, and I never even got it brought home. I was within a couple $100 of having it paid off, and the guy wanted it, so I sold it. I made money on it. I would like one of their comp versions, but I don't know. Georgian, how are you doing, man? How's your day going? Appreciate you stopping in. Yeah, I saw that. They talked about it at SHOT Show. We shot a bunch of their stuff at GunCon. I can't say anything bad about them. They, considering what their price tag is, they're decent guns. It snowed literally. Can't leave. That's right. You guys are getting pounded. You're probably getting that. What are they calling it? That nor'easter. It's not a cyclone. Is it the cyclone? Something like that. Yeah, now without $5,000, I refuse to buy a pistol. Yeah, the Atlas you're talking, their Athena or their what's the other version? I'm drawing a blank. Like when I bought my CZ, the only reason I didn't buy a Masterpiece Arms or an Infinity or something like that is because I could have made it happen, right? I bought my Checkmate the exact same time I bought my Barrett. And the reason I bought the Barrett is because I wanted one, and I was going to buy an Infinity. So I had about 15 to play with. And with the shooting we do, I wanted a backup gun. I wanted a second gun to be able to take with me. You start traveling and shooting and doing all this stuff. Got a lot of money wrapped up in it. And you could be in your first stage and your gun breaks. Now you're out all that money. So I wanted a backup gun. The reason I went with the Checkmate over an Atlas, a Staccato, or an Infinity is because I wanted two. So they came in at just a couple of dollars less than $3,000 a piece, so $6,000. If you take that $6,000, I could have definitely bought that Erebus or that Athena, right? But I could only have one. So I see a lot of people go home early because their stuff breaks. Every match we go to, people are breaking guns. They're failing. Some of them are smart. They go to their car, they get their backup gun, and they come back. But for me, that's why I went with the Checkmates when I bought them, is so I could have two. Same reason I have two Tactical Sport Orange 2s, two ZZ SPO 1s, two Glocks, two. Just the way I am. Scout pretty much what I will accept if I feel is up to my standard. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not saying they're not a good gun because they're good. I think they're overpriced for what they are, and you know, about $1,500, maybe $2,000 on every. Well, call it $1,000. About $1,000 on every staccato you're buying the name. You're paying for that right, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that at all. For $5K you can buy 3 Shadow. Yeah, with SROs. You know, one thing, and we've talked about it too. One gun I really like, and I keep coming back to it, I like it, is my daughter's gun. That little Shadow Systems, I like it when I shoot the gun. I might just shoot that next weekend. I signed up for Carry Optics, which would be her gun. But I don't know if I'm going to shoot it or not. Gage is going to shoot the Gersan with iron sights, so I might just shoot my my SPO1 competition just to race with him for the day. You know what I mean? Put things on an even keel and see if he can actually beat me or not. Which, to me, it's not gonna be. I'm not gonna be trying to beat him. He's gonna be trying to beat me. So he's gonna try harder, and especially where we're using similar guns. You know, like when we shoot USPSA, I'm shooting open and he's shooting limited optics. That's not much of a comparison between them. So, no, I haven't had any malfunctions in it yet, or she hasn't. I don't know what the round count is. We'd have to look. It's got to be. I'm gonna guess it's around 12 to 13,000 rounds through it now, somewhere in there. When we finished out fall, I remember we looked at it. We were just over 10,000 rounds with it. And that was just this last year. Figure she got it last January, so she's had it just over a year now. So, yeah, you pay for the name. In most cases, absolutely. On a classic 1911, I'm looking at a Colt. The ones I've looked at were sloppy messes. TSAS, half the price, way nicer fit. Yeah. Modern Colts aren't the same as they used to be. They have their national match version or their competition version, they call it. I think they have blue grips on them. A Bomar, it's not a Bomar, they went on a business, but Bomar style sight and stuff. And they're okay. But they are loose. Hello from Germany. Northern Tactical. I wish that the Shadow Systems had a little bit better trigger. It's under 4 pounds now. I'm not exactly sure how much under. I haven't put it on a gauge. Next time I clean the gun, I'll put it on there. Yeah, I've seen the national match in 38 Super for 1,300. Not bad, but we'll need a bit of work. Yeah, most things will. You know, the thing is, like with you saying the Colt was sloppy, if you pick up the staccato and then you pick up an Atlas, that's about how they feel, the difference in them. You know, and the staccato feels great, right? But when you go up a little bit, it's exactly that. It's like picking up a high point versus picking up a CZ. There's a huge difference in the way the gun feels. But again, you're paying the name. You know, you're almost, depending on what version, you're almost doubling the price. Which, I mean, you gotta be buying something, right? keep looking at the Mac 9DS, that double stacked Mac with the comp. I think I'm gonna pick one up. I was gonna order one a while back, and they couldn't get them. But like I said, I want it for one match. I want it for that Wisconsin State IDPA match. I've never put hands on a Atlas. Doubt I ever will. Kind of like Knight's Armament rifles. Yeah, I've never looked at a Knight's Armament in person either. Atlas feels like a block of glass. There's no rattle. It feels like one piece of metal. Everything is smooth. Yeah, they're nice. I had a chance to shoot the Athena and the Erebus. They were both incredible firearms. There's nothing they needed. I mean, you were getting what you were buying. Would it be a duty gun or something? I know people say they carry them. I don't think it'd be a great duty gun. You see people after every stage with 2011s, they go back to a table and they have to take their magazines apart and clean them. They are very finicky, and tighter the tolerance of the gun, the worse it is. Like, that's part of why for that state IDPA, if I buy a 2011, it would be a cheap one because I'm not going to run the gun all the time. I'm not going to sit there and clean magazines after every stage. You know, Glock magazines, I've never cleaned a Glock magazine. My CZ magazines, I usually, depending on what kind of ground we're shooting on, if it's real dusty and sandy, I'll have to clean them. But they'll go a half a season or more without needing to clean them. But they do have to be cleaned. So it feels like even glass. There's a lot of terms people use. Like, they'll say it feels like it's all barren on ball bearings. They feel it's, you know, like a hot knife through butter on rails. You gotta decide for yourself, because what one person might think is the greatest thing on earth, the next guy who has maybe had or does have more expensive firearms, but no, that's trash. So it's, you gotta kind of gotta feel it for yourself. No, that's for all them guys, man. Literally, here, as soon as Gage comes down here again, I'll let him tell you. But everybody that shoots 2011s, they clean their mags after every stage. It's not, no questions about it, because if they don't, their gun won't run. They're very, very finicky guns. Now, again, are the cheaper ones better? I don't know. I have no idea. But even the guys that are running the Prodigies are cleaning their mags. They take them back, they unload them, they take the base plate off, they pull the spring out, they wipe the spring, they wipe the mag body out, they wipe the follower, and they reassemble it. Hey, Gage, come here. Yeah, they're, what is it, CS or C whatever it is, uses Glock mags. So I'd assume that they probably run fine. Most guys here shoot MPAs, yeah, Masterpiece arms, similar. I said if I were going to buy a Staccato, that's what I would buy. I'd want it 38 Super, though. I wouldn't buy another 9mm brace gun.
What?
Come here.
Yeah.
Come here.
Yes.
When you're at a match, what do you see every 2011 guy do?
Are you talking about what they're wearing?
No, well, not what they're wearing. When they're done shooting a stage, what do they do?
Catch a round.
Okay, then what?
They drop the camera. That's what
After the stage is over and they walk away, what do you see every 2011 owner do?
take the gun apart and clean it.
There you go.
Wasn't sure what you're exactly you're asking.
I know, but I wasn't trying to bait you into an answer either. Why 38 Super compared to 9mm? So 38 Super, you run it's a longer piece of brass, and it's a smaller diameter bullet. You can get more powder in a case, and it makes the gun shoot flatter. You don't have to. You don't get as big of a pressure spike with 9mm major, with 38 Super versus 9mm major. They're much softer shooting guns, and they stay a lot flatter. So it's more expensive to shoot because you have to buy 38 Super brass. But it's a much softer gun, and like if you're shooting a match, you maybe will see one guy run 38 Supers. It's not very common. My phone's gonna die, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this live. I appreciate you guys hanging out. You guys have a good day. I'll catch you another time.